Your church QR codes and NFC tags are not safe or future-proof. Let's fix that. If you are using a QR code or thinking about installing QR codes in your church in the back of the seats, it is likely that you use some type of third-party service to create those QR codes and NFC tags. Most of these services are paid and they're not free. But what happens if one day you decide you want to switch to a different provider or a different service, or you don't want to use that service at all? Are you having to create and print off all new QR codes? Most likely, yes. So let's fix that. Instead of using the permanent link that your QR code generator or NFC tag generator is creating, we are going to use a domain or a subdomain that we already own and have full control of. In this example, we're going to be using GoDaddy. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a subdomain that we're going to use to print off the QR codes and the NFC tag. So every single QR code and NFC tag that we program and we print off isn't going to be a permanent link from a third-party QR code generator. It is going to be our very own domain. And then when people are scanning or tapping the NFC tag, instead of being redirected to a permanent link, they're going to be redirected to the subdomain, which is going to immediately or instantly redirect them to the permanent URL. So if you ever want to change the QR code, or if we want to change the service that we're using the provider, we're not limited or stuck or feel like we can't go to any other provider, because that would incur more cost, because then we have to get all of our QR codes reprinted. Let's jump into the software and show you how it's done. We will be using GoDaddy, where we have our domain registered. We're going to open up that product, go to domains, DNS forward, and we're going to be doing a subdomain. So we'll click on add forwarding for the subdomain. For the subdomain, we want to do qr.groovy.qr.com. So whenever anyone goes to this website, qr.groovyqr.com, they're going to automatically be redirected to whatever we put in this redirect field. We are using Groovy QR, which allows you to create and in real time update the redirects by creating a playlist and toggling through those different options, or scheduling out the redirects to happen at specific days and time. We'll log into the Groovy QR. Groovy QR makes it very, very easy to do this. From the dashboard, there is a copy permanent URL, and we will go ahead and copy that. And before we jump back over to GoDaddy and paste that URL over there, we are going to just show you what the playlist looks like in real time. Whenever you go to activate next, whenever someone scans this QR code or taps the NFC tag, they will be redirected to this URL, or now they'll be redirected to that URL. And with a click of a button and milliseconds, you are updating in real time during your service where people are being redirected to, and have a call to action with the least amount of steps to complete that form or that call to action. All right, let's jump back over to GoDaddy. We are going to paste that URL, and I believe it's going to be a HTTPS permanent URL. Save it. And there we go. We just created a forwarding domain that we own. Now we'll jump back over to Groovy QR and create our QR code. I'm copying this URL, qr.groovyqr.com. Jump over here, and we are going to create a static QR code. We're going to name it Church Owned QR Redirect, so we know exactly what it is. And what it's going to do is we are going to directly encode this URL to this QR code. When you create a dynamic QR code, you're typically encoding the QR code to a permanent link or a permanent URL that is controlled by that third party's QR code generator. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So we are going to do a static QR code that cannot be changed. So once I encode this to this QR code, we won't be able to change it, but we won't want to change it either. We'll go ahead and create that QR code. And now we've got the church-owned QR code redirect. We will go ahead and download this as a PNG or an SVG, design it in our design software, get it printed onto QR codes, a 3M double-sided plastic that is engraved, that is waterproof and UV resistant, very, very durable. It's like a plastic, doesn't break or scratch. Very, very full material, to use for QR codes that you want to use for a very, very long time. And with this process, we now have a QR code that will last us even past a single software that we use. If you already decided that you no longer want to use a specific software, or that you want to just have a very simple QR code that takes you to a homepage, landing page, or church website, all you would have to do is jump back into the domain host and update the redirect to wherever you want to redirect it. The way this will work is someone would scan this QR code or tap the NFC tag, which is also programmed to the qr.groovyqr.com. When they scan that, it'll automatically redirect them, a permanent redirect over to the QR code that we created over here, which is going to be the Lifehouse Sanctuary. And then from here, we can go ahead and manipulate and update the redirects with an easy interface. Now, your QR codes are safe, they're secure, and they are future-proof.